All right, here we go. We got Humberto on the Zoom call here with his client testimonial. We're just going to be talking about a little bit about the program and yourself, Humberto, about what you've achieved, how far you came, where you started, everything. We want to know everything about you. So go ahead and do like a brief introduction about yourself. Like, what do you do? Where do you live? What, just something interesting about yourself.
Okay, well, hello. My name is Humberto Stripling. I'm a military guy,
Woo!
and I'm always all over the place, right? When it comes to like being in one place and another, um, work, school. I like to interact a lot with people, so I'm always trying to stay active. I also like to teach group exercise classes. Um, yeah, that would be a quick intro about myself.
Nice, nice. And you are currently in where are you currently in the world?
Right now,
In
across the
Qatar.
world.
Nice, nice. Where are you originally from?
Originally from Mexico, and then moved to United States.
Cool. Awesome. All right, cool. So with in terms of your background with the self-development journey that you wanted to go on, so your self-growth um regarding health and fitness and everything that, corresponds that. Before the program, what were your main struggles or main pain points that you had?
I feel like it's been like a roller coaster, whether it's me losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight again, gaining weight, going
Mm,
to the gym, going to the gym. There was never a consistency, right? I felt like I didn't have that kind of like mentality before. Uh, and yes, in the military, like we do have some type of training, physical training, whatever you want to call it, but it's still kind of like up to you, how you want to do things as long as you meet the requirements. So I feel like sometimes we get comfortable with that, and I keep making excuses for this and saying that it was due to COVID and that I got married, but in reality, it's just an excuse, right? So
mm.
that's kind of how it is for the program. Lack
So
of.
before the program, did you know it was just an excuse?
I knew it was an excuse, but it's one of those things like whenever there's something there, but you just ignore it. You know,
Mm.
I just kept thinking, oh yeah, no, yes, trying to find more excuses. But
And and how did that affect everything else in your life?
literally, it goes from a physical, mental, social aspect and even personal level that it affects because obviously I grew up being the chubby kid. I've never had a six pack in my life, for example, or I've never been had like a super toned body either, not that that's the most important thing, but me gaining weight again after losing it a few years ago, it I was just felt like I felt like I didn't have energy. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go to the gym. I would literally just go to work, come home, eat something, go to bed. And obviously, um, I didn't even want to go out that much because my clothes didn't fit. Obviously, so I at first I was like, no, I don't want to buy more clothes, but I ended up buying more clothes. So it just kept getting bigger and bigger.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. And like you said before, like that affected you socially and personally and like every level, or if you were to give me like one of the biggest things that you struggled with because of that, what would it be?
I would say at a personal level because that's where everything starts. And by personal, I mean like myself,
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
not really myself.
Mm.
Me like feeling how I felt about myself.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So before the program, what were your long-term goals and short-term goals? So you can start with the long-term goals first.
So for the long term, of course, lose between 50 to 60 pounds. And of course, improve um, my self value and how I see myself in front of a mirror.
That personal level thing that you were just talking about.
Yep.
Gotcha, gotcha. And then for your short term goals?
Short term, I wanted to start at least 25, to 35 pounds, and it was good.
Cool. Awesome. All right. And so what has the program helped you with, or what did it teach you throughout these 6 months?
Well, so usually whenever you think of and when I say you, I mean in a very general aspect. When people think of a personal trainer, the first thing that comes to their mind is a workout routine and a diet, right? But the reason why I was very excited with this program is because this one goes beyond that point. It's not just a workout, it's not just a diet, it's not just something like that. It goes to the mental level, to the spiritual level, to the physical level, social level as well. I feel like it touches all of the important pillars of a person. Because like I had routines for, okay, make sure your phone is not on after this time, or let's not watch too much TV, or let's do some steps here and there. So it was just more than just a workout.
Understood. Yeah, yeah. It's because like we don't just give you a workout and a nutrition and say like here you go do that. No, it's because like we give you certain habits that you need to ingrain first so that you can build up to that specific person that has a lifestyle that does the fitness and eats right. Right? So it's I love what you just said. That's what it's all about because real change starts with your habits. It doesn't start with a fitness or a nutrition program. Cool. So with what led you like before the program, the decision making process of investing in yourself to actually start achieving those goals. What was your thought process before you invested in this program, and what led you to actually do it, like to actually invest in it?
There were two main reasons. First one, because after COVID, in my job, like I said, in the military, they stopped doing the waist measurement. So I feel like a lot of us got very comfortable with that. It got to the point that I started buying new uniforms whenever they didn't fit anymore. Uh, and it just makes me laugh because now when I think about it, I'm just like, seriously. And second thing, I go back to the personal level of like how I felt about myself. I didn't have any energy. I didn't feel happy with how I looked. I didn't want to do anything. I was embarrassed to step in the gym because I'm like, I'm fat. How am I going to do that? Even though that was the purpose, right? Going to the gym to start getting active. So yeah, those were my two main reasons: how I felt and because of the job, because it was mandatory.
Mm.
And and it got to the point where the excuse was just not heavy enough for me to not move on and start doing something about what I really wanted to do with my life.
Yeah, yeah. And so did it ever occur to you like the thought process of like, I'll do it on my own. Like I can start it on my own if I really get serious with myself.
Many times, but I just didn't have the motivation. So it's hard to motivate your own whenever you don't even have that. And I tried, I tried multiple times, but every single time it was just not there. And the funny thing is that I was still able to teach group exercise classes, right? And be there, motivate others, but I would always forget about myself.
Mm. Yep. Yeah, that usually happens and with a lot of people in different contexts. For example, parents, right? They would give their whole life to their kids, but then in the process, they forget about themselves. And that's one very important thing that a lot of people need to understand that once you work on yourself, your cup gets full first and then it overflows into other people around you. And that's the whole point. That's what I preach is make sure that you are, taking care of yourself, be happy with yourself in every single area, and then like everything comes automatically for your family, for your friends, for those people that you're constantly in contact with at work or just socially. It's huge. It's huge. Have you noticed anything like that
Yes, definitely.
with your
Not just with me,
friends?
like they just tend to forget about themselves.
Hmm. Do you think you've in with doing so, do you think you impacted anybody to kind of like start thinking about themselves and in terms of like their lifestyle, their health and fitness and their habits?
My husband, he's
Yeah,
very competitive, very, very competitive.
there
So
you go. There you go. The closest person, eh?
whenever he sees me, that now I can wear other clothes, that now I can do this, that I talk about the gym, I talk about my meals, I send pictures, stuff like that. Or whenever I went back home, like the easy way, obviously when you're planning stuff like for a funeral, you don't have time for anything else. But I did have many cheat meals, obviously, because sometimes I didn't have an option. But whenever I had the chance and I had more options, I would be like, no, I'm gonna eat this, or that's it, like no more. And oh, it's just one. No, that's it. And then I would just see his face of like, I'm not gonna do that either.
Cool.
And about like, oh, I'm tracking my food, I'm tracking all the calories, I'm trying to do all the steps, I'm trying to do like drink all of this water, taking the dogs out for a walk, doing stuff like that. So I think that was the main person that I impacted.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I love that. So with
I'm sorry about, I'm a little sick.
oh, you're a little I didn't even notice. I didn't even
Good.
notice. Is it just like a sore throat or
Yeah, like it's been bugging me all day. Like I don't even know, out of nowhere.
maybe it's the transition from, flying again and try to get adjusted.
Nothing going on. There's a lot of people getting sick right now, so I'm just like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's where it comes in. If you take care of yourself in terms of like fitness and nutrition, get all those vitamins in, all those important things, good food, your immune system boosts up, and then you won't have to worry about it. Cool. So what would your main advice to someone who's on the fence about investing in their health and fitness be?
To stop overthinking about investing in yourself. You already
Overthinking.
talked overthinking because I feel like a lot of people say, okay, the budget, okay, this, okay, that. It's kind of like for skincare, right? If you want to look young, obviously it starts from what you eat, your physical activity, but at the same time you have to like reserve a little bit of money for stuff that for your face, facial products, whatever. And when it comes to getting into a program like this, it's the same thing. You have to stop overthinking it and then just do it and stop making excuses. If that's something you really you're gonna do it.
Yeah, I love that. I actually love the overthinking part because when you overthink, you're basically putting yourself in a paralysis state and then you don't do anything, right? And overthinking is also like thinking in terms of perfection. Oh, I have to do this right, otherwise, it's not going to work. But that's not the case. Just as soon as you start, that's going to be the main indicator if you're going to keep it consistent and then eventually get to that success. That I can't even speak. Eventually get into that success. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was the first thing I started. Like the first time I lost a few pounds, so excited, and then there would be weeks where I wouldn't lose a single pound. And at first, I would stress out or overthink, like, "Oh, is it really worth it? Am I actually doing the right thing? Why did I get myself into?" But then, with practice and time, you just learn. It just comes when it comes, and as long as you continue with the discipline, the results are gonna be there.
yeah. I want to unpack that a little bit. That mindset when you got to a certain point where you're not seeing results. Like, what was that? What was a pivotal moment in which, after that period of not getting results, you then got results? What was a mindset shift right before that change?
I wasn't probably getting the results that I wanted right away, but I was still feeling good about myself,
Mm.
and that, I don't know how to explain it. It was just happening.
Yeah. Yeah. So you basically just, instead of focusing on, oh, I'm not getting result, I'm not like nothing's happening. Why is it like this? instead of being in that mindset, you were focusing on, you know what I've done so far actually makes me feel good.
Yep,
And
that's
then
exactly
yeah, and then you were in that thought process of like, if I keep doing it, I'll keep feeling good, right?
exactly.
Nice. I love that. Yeah, because in everybody's fitness journey, there's going to be a point where you're going to feel stuck. And it's really, really important to have that exact mindset that you had. And look at you now, like you lost 24 pounds. So there's always a sticking point. So I love that. It's the mindset is a huge thing. And that's one of
As
the
of,
things also. Sorry.
I said 30 pounds as of yesterday.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so it's more now.
Yeah, it keeps going down. That's what I'm telling you. I
Perfect.
just don't. And there's times that I have to like. I don't say I want to treat myself because I know. I guess now I learned also how to control it. The fact that I had to send you pictures, I was okay. I had to be a little more conscious, right? But then, without me thinking, I just go there. I choose the food, and I'm like, okay, this is it. Nothing else, and I just eat it, and it's pretty good.
That's awesome, man. And you can use that with yourself now as well. Like instead of sending me pictures, just take the picture anyway, because then you can see a measurable medium, right? So you can actually see what's going on. So keep tracking your weight, do the progress pictures, and then you'll see where you can improve.
Yeah.
So,
Some of my friends, they challenged me to join this thing. It's called the 75 Hard Challenge. I don't know if you've heard of
ooh,
it,
yes, you are ready for
but
it, man. You're ready. I
like,
can tell you, you're ready for it.
they told me, well, the thing is that you have to do this and this and this and this and this. And then when I looked at the list, I'm like, the only thing I'm not doing is working out twice a day. I'm already drinking a gallon of water because I'm in the desert, right?
Yeah.
Even I'm already doing a workout. I'm already checking what I eat. I'm already like, oh, and reading. I wasn't reading either. I'm already like not having like cheat meals every single day and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So very, very easy for me to just do that.
Yeah. Well, you could think of your 10,000 steps as a workout, realistically. Because
That's
if you look at how much calories you burn just doing that for the day, it is kind of it basically sums up to a steady state cardio session for like, I don't know, 30, 45, even an hour long in the gym just walking on the treadmill, right? So I would consider that as a second workout.
yeah. So I wake up early, do my workout, and I go at night
That's
again.
cool, man. You should definitely do it, and then keep me in the loop. Keep me in the
Yeah,
loop.
it's
I would love that.
day number 9, I think, today.
Oh, day
So
number 9. Nice, nice. I had another guy doing it too, another client of mine. Um he stopped checking in with me, but I have to go check out what was the result, which day that he get to. But yeah, that's cool, man. It's good for you. That's you see, that's the other thing. Even after this program has ended, you're still looking towards that next goal. What is the next thing I can push myself to be a little bit uncomfortable and to basically evolve into a harder person, right? Not a harder person, but you know what I mean? Like doing something challenging for yourself always pays off, especially if it's something physically challenging and mentally challenging. Those things are always. I have a saying: if something is easy, it's not good for you. If something is hard, it's good for you. That comes in
yes,
with workout, nutrition, everything else. So as soon as you start getting comfortable, that's like, maybe you should change it up a little bit. But that's cool, man. I love it. All right. So
yeah. That's why I changed my gym. Like I used to go to the small gym. Remember? I used to tell you that,
yeah, yeah.
and now big gym, and I go at night when there's people. I feel like also in the very, very back of my head, I was like self-conscious about me just being there, but now I'm just like, I don't care. I'll go because like literally that's where you see people that they have like the camera, they have like maybe a TikTok channel, they are recording themselves. Because like we have like people from many countries here too, so
Oh,
you
cool.
see a lot.
Nice, nice. All right, cool. So we're almost done here. How was how was the experience with the coaching program? Like, what was the main things that, you know, had a big impact in you within this coaching program?
And I'll go back to what I said earlier, that it was not just a diet or a workout, that it goes to different levels.
Hmm.
Like I said, mental, spiritual, social aspect, physical.
Cool.
That's a program. Because
Perfect.
like even we had like what phone calls once a week. I was always looking forward to that, um, and then like it was just like very different. Like I said, not just a diet, not just a workout.
Yeah, yeah. You actually had like a coach there with you, like making sure that everything is on point every single week, right? Cool. I love that. And anything about like your coach, JD?
You're pretty funny.
I'm funny. Okay, good. I don't mean
um,
to try, but
thank you so much for all the motivation.
yeah,
Thank
cool.
you.
Awesome. You've
I,
been following on Instagram or
yeah, no, I see the things you post here and there. But I'm saying like the motivation in general, because like I know, me being a supervisor, right, and me having like all my airmen and stuff like that. I know that sometimes it's hard to motivate people because they don't want to be motivated, and then you have to be creative with the things you say, with the things you do. And that's something that you did a lot. Like if I wasn't losing any pounds, okay, let's maybe change the calorie amount. Okay, maybe let's change the fasting time. Okay, maybe you're stressing out. How about you start doing something in the morning for meditation? Okay, let's change it in the afternoon. Let's go for more steps. So there wasn't a time that you didn't get creative with stuff that I was struggling with, to help me. So thank you so much for that.
my pleasure, man. My pleasure. That's what I'm here for. I love doing this. Cool. So what I think you just said it, but what is next for you? Like what is the next version, the next elite self version of Humberto?
Try to conquer the world, like every night.
Yeah, let's go. And that's Pinky in the Brain, eh?
Yes.
Oh
So
my God, I love that cartoon.
uh, something that I definitely learned, and I think this is what has helped me with consistency, is that the results are not going to happen overnight, and then whenever they happen, they are going to stay with you if you keep working for them, right? So that's something that I'm going to continue doing. I'm going to continue working on, obviously going to the gym, doing all of that. Continue with my food, all of that routine that I did for 6 months that is already like in me.
Hmm.
That like if I don't track my meals, or if somehow, it just feels like off. If I don't get all my steps, I'm like, oh. There's been times that I get up and I'm like, no, we'll get the steps,
Cool.
things like that. Definitely, I'm just gonna continue working on that.
Awesome. Awesome. And remember, always make sure there's a little bit of uncomfort in that, right? Sometimes you will be like, do I really have to track my meal today? Right. But, and also the other thing I love about you that you said earlier was now you're more intuitively eating as opposed to before, like you would be like, oh, I'm gonna just have all this cake. Now you're like, you know what? Maybe a little piece, maybe I don't have to finish the whole thing, right? So keep that with you as well. That'll serve you in the long term as well. That's awesome. Love that. All right, cool. So before we end this, I have one request. Give me a double bicep pose.
A what? A
Double
double
bicep
bicep?
pose. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Boom. Awesome, man. Hey, it was a pleasure working with you, man. I'm so proud of you. You've accomplished so much more than just losing 30 pounds. And now you get to take that with you into that next version of yourself. And I'm so happy for you, bro.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Cool. Let me go ahead and stop this recording.